007s, I have a very special one for y'all today. It's your boy Axel, aka Brave, whatever you prefer to call me. But we're gonna talk about the social blueprint and how to stop being so socially awkward when you are talking to women that you like or you're out on a date. Because I struggled with this for so many years. And now that I finally have it, it's like I naturally just want to pay it forward and put you guys on game. But I'm going to be going in depth. I'm going to be breaking down, game, eye contact, how to talk to women, how to, know what to say and different things like that. We're going to up your social skills because just a quick introduction to me, like I grew up very shy. I grew up very introverted. I struggle a lot with talking to women, especially women that I liked. And, I just missed so many opportunities because I had the wrong, mindset and I didn't have the right guidance. So hopefully I can be that for you guys today. Let's jump straight into it, right? So I used to be just like you. Growing up with low confidence and being naturally introverted, I struggled to not only make connections with women, but people in general. So y'all don't understand, bro. Like, my parents literally would have to like offer me money to get me to conversate with people. Like I was so shy to myself, introverted. I grew up as an only child for like the first 6, 7 years of my life till my brother was born. So like I just was not that great with conversating with people. And I know a lot of you guys are more naturally introverted. You know what I'm saying? You're more to yourself. You're not really trying to do too much. But yeah, like don't get it twisted. Like I was not always social and confident. I used to overthink what to say, and I felt like I need to always say the right thing. And this is a huge thing I feel like for a lot of us, right? Like, we're talking to a girl we like, or we're talking to a group of people. We don't want to look stupid. We don't want to do too much, come off cringy. So we're like, what should I say? And then you end up overthinking it, and then you end up saying nothing. I've been there several times. It's not a good feeling, but I got some good news for you. There is no right thing to say, and we're going to break that down more. I'll get into that more in depth, but it's never a right thing to say. It's not always what you say, it's how you say what you have to say. Fear of rejection. This is a huge thing. A lot of guys don't want to admit this, and it's okay if you feel this way. I felt this way several times. Rejection is a real thing, and no, it does not feel good. But if you're going to be dating and talking to women, it's just a part of the game. Even the most handsome guy you know has been rejected. Chris Hemsworth rejected. Michael B. Jordan rejected. Every guy has faced rejection at some point of their lives. It's not the end of the world. I let so many opportunities pass me by because of my fear of rejection or saying the wrong thing. Like I said, I would see a girl, super gorgeous. I would be afraid to go talk to her. I'd assume she has a boyfriend or she's not going to want me. And, your mind will just mess with you and be your worst enemy. And I didn't talk to them. And one of the biggest things that was crazy for me was like, I remember going to high school. And when I graduated, I walked across the stage and there was this one girl I always liked, but I never knew what to say to her. I always thought she would reject me. She literally was like cheering for me at graduation, and my friends literally came to me. I swear to God, my friends came to me and they were like, "Oh, yo, she was saying how she thought you was attractive and all this, and she wanted you to talk to her, but you never talked to her." Like, that's a prime example on you miss every shot you don't take. So I had no real social abilities. I had to learn from zero. This is true. Whenever I would ask people like family and friends, they would just say vague things like, "Oh, just have game, just be confident, just do this." And it's like, bro, that's vague information. Like, how do I get more confident? What do I say? What do I do? Like, that's always been a struggle for me. So I used to watch other people who were naturals and I envied them 100%. Like I had friends, coworkers, managers that were just naturals at talking to people and women and things. And I was like, what makes them so much better than me? And the truth is nothing makes them better than you. It's just literally the simple fact that they have more experience, they put more reps in, or maybe they grew up in a situation where they had to be more social. Next, the mindset. The first thing that helped me was watching a video telling me to change my perception of myself and why I am no longer shy slash awkward. So this is a huge thing a lot of people overlook. The way that you view yourself is the way that you present yourself. So if you're viewing yourself as a shy or awkward person, or you're not good socially, or you're going to get rejected, or however you you view yourself or what's going on up here, that's going to become your reality, right? So if you are non-confident, then you're going to come off non-confident. If you go into a interaction with a woman and you're thinking, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, this is about to be awkward, I'm about to get rejected, your energy is going to come off that way. And women are really good at reading energy. So you have to decide in this very moment as you're watching this video. I highly recommend that you start telling yourself that you are social, because it makes it a lot easier when you believe in yourself. And this isn't any cliche or me just trying to like be corny or Disney Channel. It's just, this made the biggest difference for me, because the moment that you decide to become a certain type of person, you become that type of person. The only thing there is that you have to do is put in the work, put in the repetitions. So I started telling myself, yo, like, this shy stuff is dead. I'm no longer shy. Like, I identify with being a social guy. And once I did that, I started going out and doing the things that a social guy would do. So the second thing is, I had to stop believing that there is a right or wrong thing to say. It's not what you say always, but how you say it. This is completely true. Let's say there's two guys that want to approach the same girl. If one guy goes up to the girl and his mindset is, she's going to reject me no matter what I say, I'm just going to come up to her and try, but I'm probably going to get rejected. So you walk up to the girl and you're like, hey, you know, I thought you were cute, I wanted to get your number, my name is so and so, whatever, the typical line, right? But if you come off on some, you're not making eye contact with her, you don't sound confident, you think it's the wrong thing to say, you're going to come off weird. It's going to be like, oh, hey, my name is Josh. I thought you were really pretty, and do you mind if I get your number? Okay, you hear how that sounds, right? You hear how that sounds. That's no confidence. I didn't say it the right way. I stuttered. I looked down. I'm not being confident. I'm not exuding confidence. So let's say there's another guy. His name is Tom. Tom walks up. He's like, hey, what's your name? And she's like, oh, my name is Sarah, whatever, random name. He looks at her in his eyes, like, oh, I like that name. Where you from, Sarah? And she, oh, I'm from so-and-so, da-da-da. Oh, what y'all do for fun out there? Oh, I do such and such and such. Oh, that's what's up. I like to do that too. We should do that together sometime. Like, you see, there's a difference because you're making eye contact. I'm not saying anything spectacular. I'm not saying anything grand. It's just the way that you are viewing yourself and the mindset that you have into it. It's like if you're going to go talk to one of your friends. If you go talk to one of your friends, you're being natural, you're being yourself, you're not thinking much about an outcome, you're not in your head too much, and you're not saying anything special. It's just basic conversation. But you guys, or men in general, we tend to pedestalize women and view them as these like esoteric beings where it's like only a certain percentage of men understand them. That's not the case. Your own mind will be your worst enemy with negative thoughts. So a lot of guys like me, this was one of my biggest problems, right? I would go into every approach and I would be like, oh, she's going to reject me. She's going to tell me she has a boyfriend or she's not interested, because I had taken some L's, right? So I just assumed she was going to reject me, and that's how my energy came off. And until I started saying, yo, she's waiting for me to talk to her, like she wants me to talk to her, like this girl's already interested in me, that's when everything changed. And a lot of guys like to be like, oh, well, that's delusional, like for you to sit there and say, oh, she wants me to talk to her and you don't know, and this and that. But to be honest, it's no more delusional than you being like, she doesn't want to talk to me or she's going to reject me. You're literally just doing it in your favor instead of against you. And this is where everything starts to change, because instead of giving yourself these negative thoughts, you start giving yourself these positive thoughts, because the negative thoughts is just your ego trying to keep you safe. That's why a lot of guys are scared of rejection, because our egos naturally want to keep us safe. Even when it's really hurting us, it just doesn't know the difference. It just thinks, oh, I'm used to not approaching. I'm used to not talking to women. This is my comfort zone. Let me stay here because I'm afraid of what might happen if I do, even if it's a good result, even if it's me picking up the girl that I want. This is different. It's changed. So I'm going to protect myself from doing it. You have to view yourself as this new social person in order to go out and try. Most people felt this from the beginning. Yes, 100%. So a lot of people fail at viewing themselves as new and going out and trying things because people always say the hardest part of doing something new is starting. Once you start, you got the ball rolling. But a lot of people are like, oh, this isn't even worth trying. I got rejected in the past, this, that, this, that. But what you don't understand is it doesn't matter what happened in the past. You can only control what happens in the present, right? So put up those shots, approach those women, because even if she says no, that's just experience. You have to change the way that you view things. Because I used to view her saying no as her having power over me or her egoing me and all that. But a woman could find you attractive and still just reject you just because she's having a bad day. Like, I stopped taking rejection so personally, and this did miracles for me because a lot of the time, like, girls will have guys who are athletes and attractive guys, all types of guys in their DMs, and they'll just reject them. So you can't take it personally. You just have to focus on your wins. It is okay to mess up socially. Even the most socially gifted people mess up at times. The only difference between you and them is they kept going. And that's 100% true. A person who is good socially, they have awkward moments. Like, I'll give a prime example. Since I become a more social person, I'm a very social person. Now, I would say I'm leaning more towards extrovert than introvert. I have awkward moments. I don't hear something. I'll say something wrong. I'll make a mistake. And I don't really think that much about it because we're humans. We make mistakes. There's not a human that has not been embarrassed socially. And I would say the people who are the greatest conversationalists, they're people who either started off shy and had to work through it. Those are people who've been through things socially like embarrassment or challenges and things like that. It's just you have to put yourself out there in order to, get that practice and get those reps in. So let's make things practical, right? We're going to start small. We're going to work our way up to, going on dates, approaching women, all this other stuff, but we're going to work our way up. So this is going to be uncomfortable at first. You will definitely try to avoid doing this or making excuses not to, but this is necessary. Okay, what I mean by this is getting out there, approaching, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Your brain is going to be telling you not to. You're not going to want to because you're comfortable living life the way that you have been. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's normal, right? But what we want to do is we want to change our norm. We want to make being in social settings our norm because a lot of people think it's just, oh, you're terrible socially, but you can just get game and talk to girls. If you can't talk to everybody, you're going to struggle to talk to girls. So we have to learn to be a conversationalist, right? So, you must put yourself in uncomfortable social situations. This was something I ran from for the longest because I seen other guys doing it. I seen YouTubers doing it. I seen people who were good socially telling me to do it. And I just didn't want to be embarrassed. But I realized what's worse. I get embarrassed a couple times, which you might not even get embarrassed. You never know until you try. But what's worse? Me being embarrassed or me being uncomfortable or me living my whole life not able to do the things I want to do because I'm afraid of failure, right? So let's make this easy. Progressive overload. I'm going to explain what that is in a second. Then as we get better, we will turn it up a few notches. So let's talk about progressive overload. Progressive overload is a term used often in the gym/fitness community. All it really is whenever you go to the gym, excuse me, I'm sorry. I just worked a 12-hour shift. So whenever you go to the gym, right, and you do a workout, your first day in the gym, you're not going to try to lift 225 pounds. No, you might start off with a bar. You might start off with a bar and a plate. You might 135. You might start off with a lower weight. And then as you get stronger over time, okay, this week I'm going to add 2 extra pounds. This week I'm going to add 5 pounds. Over time, you build up and you build up and you build up. A lot of guys want to go from zero to hero. And I used to do that. I used to think like, okay, I need to go from not approaching any girls to I'm going to approach a girl every day, or I'm going to approach 2 girls every day or whatever. And what happens is you end up not doing it because you're not setting small goals that will lead you to that big goal. Obviously, your big goal is to learn how to approach, learn how to do better socially on dates, on phone calls, texting. Like, you want to get better socially with women. but we have to have a starting point that's easy for us. It's not easy for most of us to go from I have no game to, I have all the game in the world. So we have to set goals, and we'll talk about that right now. Set a goal. Example, I want to talk to 3 strangers every day, just saying hello, giving a compliment, asking for directions, etc. So, okay, here's my thing, right? We want to learn how to be social in general, because once we get good at being social in general, being social with women we're attracted to is going to be second nature. Only thing that's going to be different is we're attracted to their physical appearance, but nothing changes. We are naturally decent at talking to people. So what I did was, when I first started trying to become more social, I started putting myself in situations where, let's say I go to the grocery store, I would ask the person checking me out, hey, how's your day going? Hey, how do you like working here? I've thought about working here. Would you recommend it? Hey, do you know where this gym is? Hey, do you know where this food restaurant is? I've been trying to find it. Just any way to start up small talk or a conversation, just take it. It's going to seem weird. It's going to seem forced at first, but after a while, it's going to start to become normal. And to my surprise, people are very receptive of conversation. A lot, especially when they're like at work or doing something where they're like miserable. Like, imagine like you're having a long day at work, you're a cashier, you're miserable, and then a nice person smiles at you, asks you how your day is going, and seem genuinely interested in you. Like, that will make your day better. Or someone gives you a random compliment, that will make your day better. But just getting out there and putting yourselves in situations to talk to people, it will definitely start to boost your confidence. And talking to different people will not only make you like more, where you can adapt to different crowds and things like that, but it's like a super important skill to have. So, how do I put myself in these situations? Go out. Not necessarily clubs or bars, because I know everybody isn't a club or bar person. I'm not much of one anymore. Like, I will go out, and at one point I loved going out, but now I'm just like, I have a girl, I just be chilling. But like, whenever I can go out, like if we want to go to a bar or something, we'll go out. But yeah, a lot of people think you have to go to clubs and bars to socialize. You don't really. You can go to grocery stores, the park, school, work, anywhere you can talk to people. And it's really good when you work in a social environment. Me personally, I work in retail. I'll get into that a little bit more. But if you work at like a restaurant or a gym or somewhere where there's customers coming out, it's like you have it made, because you have people around you all the time. And only thing you have to do is talk to those people. If you see someone with something you have in common, talk to them. So let's say you're walking down the street and you are a rap fan or an R&B fan or whatever type of music fan. You see somebody with a shirt on with an artist or a band that you like, it's not going to hurt you to say, hey, man, that's a nice shirt. Or if it's a girl, like, hey, I really like that shirt. Where did you get it from? Or how long have you been listening to them? Because now it's not weird. It's not creepy. It's just you guys having a conversation about something that you guys both find interesting. And it makes it even better with women, because whenever you can take a woman's interest and ask her about it and show that you're genuinely interested, it will excite her. People love talking about themselves and things that they like. So when you are able to do this, you naturally become a better person socially. But yeah, like I used to literally be like, let's say like I seen a guy with some cool shoes. Like I really used to be into shoes, like a sneakerhead, like Jordans and Yeezys and all those, like Off-White and all that. If I see a guy or a girl with that, I'm like, oh, those shoes are nice. Those are the so and so's, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, how'd you get those? Like now we're having a conversation, and nobody thinks it's weird. And even though deep down inside I felt nervous, I felt awkward, I just did it, because my goal of being better socially was more important to me than me being nervous. You get what I'm saying? Like you have to get to that point where you're just tired of being socially awkward, and you want to build connections and relationships and just change. Also, no more self checkout, only cashiers. Now I know a lot of y'all are ready to click off the video, but hear me out, right? So yes, it is more convenient and more comfortable to just check out at the self checkout. I do this majority of the time, but when I was working on becoming more social, and even sometime now when I feel like talking, I'll go through the line, because you going through the line, it kind of puts yourself in a situation where either it's going to be awkward and I'm just going to watch them check me out, or I can talk to them and try to make a decent conversation, which, like I said, it'll probably interest the person who's the cashier, and it'll probably interest you because you're benefiting from it, because you're becoming more social for dating, and it's benefiting them because they have nothing to do. They're probably bored. They probably want somebody to talk to. So you talking to them will make their day better. Go in the store and pay for gas. I'm gonna skip that. Guys, trust me, that's the same thing as a self checkout. I know you guys don't want to go in and do it, but it will make all the difference in the world, because it will get you used to talking to people when it's uncomfortable for you. Like, just make small talk, even if you have to. Work in a social environment. I did retail. Just basically a recap of what I was just saying. I worked in retail, and basically I was the type of guy when I first started working there at 16 years old. I would just go in my section of the store. I would fold clothes. I wouldn't talk to my coworkers. I wouldn't talk to any customers. I would get my check and I would go home. But one day after a while, I watched my coworkers interact with each other, and I was like, damn, like, I'm the socially awkward person. Like, I want to have these relationships. I want to get better socially. Also with dating, just like you, right? So I started talking to everybody that came into my area. Whenever somebody would come in, man, woman, child, doesn't matter. Hey, how you doing today? Can I help you with anything? Just putting myself out there. Sometimes it would lead into personal conversations like, hey, how's your day going today? Oh, okay, my day is going this way. You just have to kind of put yourself there. Same thing with my coworkers. I'd go up to them and I'd be like, oh man, like, I missed you at work the other day. Where was you at? Just random conversation. And a lot of people think, well, oh, how's this going to help me with the girl I like? When you learn how to conversate on a regular basis, it's really the same. A lot of people think that when you're talking to a girl you like, you have to be so smooth and suave. You can build sexual tension and chemistry just by making eye contact, smiling, and just having a regular conversation. Like, a lot of people think you got to say all this sexual stuff or have all this crazy game. You really don't. Obviously, if you ask a girl on a date, you want to make your intentions clear. I'm not just saying talk to her like a buddy, but a lot of guys overcomplicate it. If you go on a date with a girl and you just have natural conversation, a lot of the times things will lead back to escalation, without you even having to try. Having social friends slash family to feed off their energy. This is a big thing. If you have a friend or a group of friends of guys who are killing it with women, or they're experienced, or they're socially better than you, hang out with them, because whenever you see them talking to people, you can feed off that energy. So let's say you're with your guys, there's three of you, and there's three girls, there's a group of girls, and one of your friends, he don't care, he'll walk up and talk to anybody. So whenever he goes up and breaks the ice, then you can say, oh, hey, my name is so and so, what's you guys' name, or how you guys night going, or how y'all doing, whatever. Use those situations to insert yourself, because it's not going to be weird, because you already have that friend or family member that's there to bounce off of. You can always go back to them. So that's something huge that helped me. Shout out my cousin Zion. He was always super social. So whenever we would go places like random events and stuff with people our age and stuff, I would see him talking to people, and that would make me feel more comfortable talking to people. And over time, I kind of just became the same way, where it's just like I can just talk to people and not think anything of it. I only freeze up around women that I like. Now, this is a huge problem I struggle with. Like, let's say it was a girl, she was like a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10 to me. I could talk to her like prime LeBron. I had no issue flirting with her, talking to her, breaking the touch barrier. I had no problem. But as soon as I get with a 7, 8, 9, whatever, then I'm like, oh, snap, she's bad. Like, I don't want to mess this up. But what you have to do is you have to understand that you're not competing for her validation. Let her compete for your validation. So what I mean by this is, stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to agree with everything she says. Stop trying to say the right thing. Let her do that for you. Don't go into it thinking, how do I make her like me? Go into it thinking, do I even like this girl? Because now you're changing the dynamic. You're taking a lot of the pressure off, and you're making it more about the interaction versus just you trying to prove yourself to her. I feel like that's where a lot of us go wrong. We want to prove ourselves to this woman. I get she's bad. I get you want her, but you have to understand that she's no better than you, and you're here to learn about her, not just her being here to learn about you. She is no different than the girl you think is average or below. You just prefer her, talk to her the same. Pedestalizing women turns them off subconsciously. Basically, what I just said, and not even just that, but this is true. You know, if you are being a pick me or you are trying to say certain things to attract a woman, she's going to read through that. Like one of my homegirls that I work with, she came to one of the events that I threw. I had a cookout a couple months back, and one of my homeboys that was at the cookout was trying to get with her, and we were having like a conversation about relationships and stuff, and he lied about his real perspective on something just to improve, just to like impress her. And she called it out. She was like, I don't think you believe it. I think you're just saying that because you're trying to impress me. And she was 100% right. So women know when you're bullshitting versus when you're not. So it's best to just stand on business. You know what I'm saying? So don't pedestalize her or view her as better than you, because a lot of the women that we view as bad, other than their physical, they don't have anything going for themselves. And a lot of guys overlook this, but I can tell you from experience, I've dealt with girls who were 8s and 9s, but outside of their physical, like they weren't anything special. They were boring, or they were, you know, just average girls. Like conversation was mid, nothing special. Many guys get nervous just because she's pretty, but a lot of the time she's no better than you. It's all in your head, 100%. Like I said, a lot of guys devalue themselves whenever they see an attractive woman, but whole time she sees you as just as attractive as her. And this is what I'm about to talk about. Most guys pre-disqualify themselves. But we don't take the shot because you might be surprised. A 8 views you as a 9, a 4 views you as a 3. So this is what I mean by pre-disqualify. You see an attractive girl, you're out somewhere, and you see her and you're just like, oh man, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she would never talk to me, she's out of my league, whatever. She probably has a boyfriend, she probably has a roster, whatever. You're pre-disqualifying yourself. You're rejecting yourself before you even find out how the girl feels about you. Because you could walk up to that girl and she could view you as the most handsome guy in the world. But because you were too scared to, and you assumed, now she'll never know. And you will never know. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, a lot of guys try to go for the low-hanging fruit. I used to be like this. Like, if I seen a girl that was like a 5 or a 6, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk to her because I know it's going to be easy. I know I'm not going to get rejected. And then you get rejected, and it's like, damn. Because sometimes a girl, you might view her as an 8, and you might think, oh, she'll view me as like a 3. Whole time she views you as a 9. Because some of my best experiences with women have been with the women that I thought I couldn't get, and some of my worst experiences have been with women who it's like, oh, that's gonna be easy to pull, and you didn't pull it, because a 4 could view you as a 3. It's just all subjective. So just because a woman has beauty that stands out to you does not mean she will not be interested in you. And once you get out of that mindset, that's when you'll start to approach more. And I also want to say, like, don't wait for choosing signals. This is the honorable mention. A lot of guys think, oh, I'm going to wait for choosing signals. I'm going to wait for her to stare at me or smile at me or approach me. Most girls aren't going to do this, bro. I'm just going to be honest, because women want to be pursued. Their egos don't want them to get rejected. So a woman is not going to make it obvious that she likes you unless, like, you know, she's just super confident. But majority of women, they're going to keep them liking you or being attracted to you low key. So you have to shoot your shot. No proving yourself. Find out if you like her. Like I said, stop going into the interaction. Oh, I got to say the right thing. I got to do the right thing. I got to make her like me. No, bro. You have to go in there, have a good time. Don't worry about the outcome. Try to get to know her, see what she's about. And yeah, and if you're feeling her, then good. If you're not feeling her, then move on. But it's about you. It's not just about her. It's okay to take L's. Now, I want to take my time on this because a lot of guys think if you get rejected or if you mess up socially, it's the end of the world. It's not, bro. It's actually going to help you. So a lot of guys think they lose their power when they take a L. I literally heard a guy say online, oh, if she rejects you, she now has power over you. No, she doesn't. If a girl rejects you and you go about your life, bro, how does she have power over you? You're not going to see her. You're not going to talk to her. Even if you see her again, you're not going to ask again. She only has power over you if you simp and you keep asking her out over and over after she said no. If you tell a girl how you feel and she don't feel the same, you just shot your shot. Who cares? Every guy, handsome, ugly, social, shy, it doesn't matter, has taken an L. Michael B. Jordan, Chris Hemsworth, all these famous guys who women view as attractive, there are women out there who don't find them attractive. It's as simple as that. Just because a girl doesn't find you attractive, or she could be having a bad day, or she just got out of a relationship, anything, you shouldn't take it personally. A lot of guys take rejection personally. That's why they don't approach. That's why they're so nervous and socially awkward. Like, bro, it doesn't always have something to do with you. And if your self-esteem is so low to the point where one rejection can make you rethink your whole existence, like, we gotta lock in, bro. You're better than that. Okay, so it only makes you better if you botch an approach or a conversation, then you know next time to not say what you said. It's okay. When I say botch, I mean you mess up, like you make a mistake. Like, let's say you stutter, or you say the wrong thing, or you don't know what to say and you freeze up. That's fine, bro. Only thing you want to do is reflect on that and be like, okay, next time, like, I'm going to try to slow down. I'm going to try to be more confident. It's cool, because that's what I did. I used to wonder why, like, whenever I approached a girl, why it never worked. It was because when I approached nervously. Like, I'm like, oh, I got to say the right thing. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. And then I'd get up there and stutter, say the wrong thing, or I'll come off as desperate. But once I start saying, like, I'm just going to approach this girl because she wants me to talk to her, and this is what I want, I'm going after what I want, everything changed. Because I'm not going to say I never get rejected, because I do. But I get a lot more yeses than I used to. Before I was in a relationship, I got a lot more yeses than I used to. So it's as simple as that. If it's meant to be with her, you will. 100%, guys. If you go up to a girl and you just try to be relaxed, you try to be calm, you just trying to have a conversation and vibe, if it's meant for you to be with her, she will be going. Some girls are just not going to be going. It's not always your game. Some girls, they're just not interested. Like, looks are subjective. Or like I said, she could be having a bad day. She could just get out of a relationship. You never know. You can't take it personally. If you do the hard work on yourself, it will become second nature. When I say the hard work, I mean the approaching, trying to be more social, putting yourself in uncomfortable positions and situations. Like, once you do it over and over, it becomes second nature. Like me walking up talking to a stranger, it used to be terrifying for me. Now, I'll walk up to the baddest girl in the room and I'll talk to her. Because what is she going to say? And even if she says something, who is she to tell me? You know what I'm saying? Who is she to look down on me, or who is she to judge me? Like, I'm not pedestalizing her. She's waiting on you to talk to her, but you're in your own head and you're wasting opportunity. 100%. That's how you have to view it. If there's a girl that you see in a mall or something and you want to go talk to her, this is what's actually happening. She could be open to talking to you. She could want you to talk to her. But instead of you talking to her, you're over here telling your homeboys, oh, damn, she bad, bro. Or you're telling yourself, damn, she bad, but she probably ain't going to like me. Like, why not you? Because some of the baddest females I've ever been with, their exes were bums, bro. So, you just have to view yourself as him. You have to view yourself as the guy that she wants to come talk to her. And then you have to execute, right? What makes you stand out? And I want to talk very in depth about this, because this runs deeper than a lot of you guys understand. And really, it runs deeper than I understood. And even till now, there's still some things I don't understand. But, I've made a lot of progress. So, eye contact. A lot of guys are afraid of eye contact. It may be uncomfortable, or they just don't want to come off creepy. But subtle eye contact can make her feel a deeper connection. I want to talk about this, right? So normally whenever you hold eye contact with people, especially women, they cannot take it. They're going to look down. They're going to play with their hair. They're going to sound nervous, act nervous. It's just going to throw them off. Like, I've been told by several women, my eye contact, several women, my eye contact is intense. Some women tell me my eye contact makes them nervous. Some women tell me my eye contact turns them on. I've heard all types of different things. But the reason I love eye contact so much when talking to women or when talking to people in general is it basically shows confidence, and it helps to build a connection. And on a date, it definitely helps with seduction. Like, you could say the same phrase with or without eye contact, and it can have two different eye impacts, right? So if you say to a girl, for example, I don't just want your body, I want your mind, I want your soul, or something like that. Like, let's just say you're like rapping to a girl, like you're just talking to her, spitting game. If I do this, okay, y'all tell me what you think is better. Okay, this is you guys. If I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm really feeling you. I don't just want your body, but I want your mind, I want your soul. Or if I look at her and say, I'm not gonna even lie, I don't just want your body for real. I want your mind, I want your soul, I want everything. I'm locked in. If I say that and I'm looking at her, that creates a different type of emotion. She can see where I'm coming from. She can see I'm being sincere, and she can see that I'm looking her in the eyes. Now, I'm not saying you to go on a date and say that exact verbatim. I'm just saying, like, when you make eye contact, it creates a connection. And a lot of guys will get nervous when a girl looks away. They'll think, oh, am I being creepy? Am I being weird? No, bro. Women just can't take eye contact, and a lot of women fold under eye contact, right? I'm not telling you to go look at a woman and be like, but I'm just saying, if you're holding regular conversation, you see how I'm looking at you guys. I'm not staring, but like, I'll look at you now, look a little bit above my camera, now I'll look back at the lens. It's the triangle method. You could either look at one eye, the left eye, the right eye, her lips, or you can look at her forehead, and it'll make it look like you're looking at her eyes if you can't handle eye contact. But over time, you do want to start to develop eye contact. It's a great social skill to have. It shows confidence. Her emotions. Pay attention to what she says and be able to remember / repeat it when necessary. Most guys are focused on trying to smash, but if you do this, it will happen quickly because she's not used to guys being able to do this. Okay. So a lot of guys, they'll go on dates, they'll be trying to escalate, and they're not really paying attention. You're thinking about, oh, I wonder what she looks like naked, or oh, I want to smash her. You're thinking all these thoughts, oh, I hope she likes me. But whenever you can block all that out and really listen to what she's saying, and a lot of guys want to call this simping, but I'm going to explain to you why it's not simping. If you want to smash a girl and you go on a date, right? Okay, let's be real. You really don't care about that date. Some of you guys might, but I'm just using this as an example. Let's say you don't. You just want to smash. Okay. What are most guys going to do, right? Most of us, we're going to try to escalate. We're going to try to be seductive. We're going to try to do all these things. And in our mind, the only thing we're thinking about is, oh, how can I get her back to my place? Or how can we go back to her place or to the back seat or wherever you want to do this at? Stop doing that, because you're putting a lot of pressure on the outcome. And if you don't get the outcome that you want, you're going to be upset. The vibe's going to be killed. You're going to ruin the date. Things are going to be thrown off. So what you want to do is, whenever she's talking, like, let's say she's like, oh, I'm really into hiking, or I'm really into nature. I like going on trails with my friends, and we do this and we do that. Okay, you're talking to her and you're like, oh yeah, you like going on trails? That's what's up. That's really cool. I know a trail here. Or, oh, where do you and your friends go on trails? You're playing into her interests. You're acting like you care. And this is dangerous because this can be used to manipulate. And I don't want you guys manipulating, but use it how you please. But whenever you can bring up things that she thinks you forgot about, like my girl, she brought up something about something her and her friends used to do, a place they used to go. I brought it up the other day. I was like, oh yeah, you remember you were telling me you and your friends used to go to such and such restaurant? I think we should go to one like that. I know this. She was like, I can't believe you remembered. And a lot of guys think that I got to get the body, then I'll get the woman. Or however, if you get the woman, the body comes with the woman. And how you get the woman is standing out, playing into the eye contact, playing into her emotions. Because when a woman feel like you're, especially when she's attracted to you, when she feels like, yo, this guy's interested in what I have going on, even though you're probably not. She's interested. He's a good conversationalist. He makes good eye contact. Like, she will start to feel certain things for you. But a lot of guys overlook this because they're only focused on the result of smashing. You don't want to be focused on this. And this will make you better socially, because not only in dating settings, but let's say you go to a business opportunity, you're networking, you go out with some rich guys, or you meet up with some guys for a business deal. If they're talking to you about some personal stuff, and you can be like, oh, wow, that's interesting, tell me more about that. You can ask the right questions to get them talking, because people love talking about themselves. Even sometime when you ask somebody for advice or to teach you something, even if you don't really need it or want it, asking for it can be a huge thing, because people love to show how smart they are or show their accomplishments. A good example of this is The Wolf of Wall Street. Jordan Belfort used a lot of these skills I'm talking about to become rich and get the things that he wanted. Like, he would play into the wants and the needs of his clients. So if you don't know what The Wolf of Wall Street is basically this guy named Jordan Belfort. It's based off a true story, but in a movie, Leonardo DiCaprio played a stockbroker. And basically he went to this like stockbroker firm where they were working with like poor people, but he would get 50% of every stock he sold, or commission or whatever. So he started taking these people who were trying to get out of the rat race and using that against them. So he would be like, oh, I know that, you're tired of working this job. I want you to be rich. I want this money in your pocket for your family. Like, he was playing into the things that they liked, or the things that they wanted, or their interests. And that made them trust him. So they would invest with him. That made them excited to talk to him and deal with him, because he had good people skills. So being able to play into someone's emotions will make them naturally more attractive to you, and over time you will become more confident. Teaching her things. When you live an interesting life and gain a lot of diverse knowledge, you are better than most guys, because most guys do not learn themselves and can't bring value outside of money and sex. She will never forget the guy that made her feel a real impact on her life. Learn yourself and understand yourself. So I want to speak on this, right? So most guys, what are they doing? I'm just trying to smash. Or most guys, they can't really teach a woman anything because they don't know themselves. They don't know too much, right? Or they only can teach her things that pertain to their interests, right? They can't teach her anything valuable. So what I mean by learning yourself is, the more that you know yourself, the more you can understand other people. What do I mean by this? So I used to really struggle with understanding how to talk to women. That's why we're here, right? So I had to learn myself. What makes me tick? What makes me want to talk to somebody? Like, I thought about my friends. I thought about relationships and women from my past. What made me attracted to them as far as conversation? And I came to a conclusion that I like people who show interest. I like people who are fun. I like people who are not afraid to speak their mind. I like people who are passionate about things. And everything that I liked, I started saying, well, how can I become this type of person? And the reason that I wasn't this type of person that was super social was I just played video games all day. I didn't go out. I didn't interact. I didn't have hobbies. I didn't do anything. So whenever you go out and find hobbies, read books, or do things to make yourself more interesting, put yourself outside of your comfort zone and try new foods, try new activities, just try new things in general, you will start to learn more about yourself, which will naturally make you learn more about other people. Because in a way, a lot of us are the same, right? Like, think about your friend group. You guys are probably friends because you all have something in common, whether it's sports, whether it's food, whether it's drinking, whether it's you guys work together, go to school together. You guys have something in common that brought you guys together. So talking to women is no different. So whenever you can teach her a skill or upgrade her life and improve her life with your knowledge and your mindset, it will set you apart. Like, I've had so many girls tell me, oh, I've dated boys before, but, I feel like you're a real man. Like, you know a lot. You have your own place. You have things going for yourself. And, it just made a huge difference. Me taking time to learn myself, get myself in order. And then whenever I could come and talk to, a woman about these things, it helps. And I'm not saying, just like, try to give her a bunch of value with no investment. But I'm saying, once you start talking to her like It will make a difference if you know yourself. Like a prime example, my girl, she was looking for a side hustle, right? And I'm always looking for new ways to make money. Excuse me. I'm always looking for new ways to make money. So what did I do? I started telling her about my research. Like I told her, hey, I found X, Y, and Z. This is how you do it. This is my idea. I think it'd be good for you. And she was very grateful. And, she started taking action on it. And, she just told me, she was like, I'm always thankful for you because it's like you always know what to say. You always know what to do. I feel safe around you. So, whenever you can make a woman feel these things, even if you don't want her to be your girlfriend, because a lot of guys think this game is for just getting a girlfriend. No. If you want a sneaky link, a hookup, a smash and dash, all of these things still work. They all still work. I've used them in different scenarios because whenever you become basically just socially comfortable, you just become that much more attractive because yes, looks get you in the door, but if you don't have this social game down, it's not going to take you very far because being social can only take you so far. Or sorry, looking good can only take you so far. Looks get you in the door, personality keeps you there. Next, smile. And this is something I struggle with for so long because I have like RBF, bro. Like, I be looking like an asshole and I'm like one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. That's just my face. But be open and friendly. Don't take yourself too seriously and don't try to be overly cool and boring. Laugh, tell jokes, and tease her appropriately. So I want to break this down, right? So when I say be open and friendly, I mean like whenever you're talking to a girl, don't be so serious. Like a lot of guys are so serious. I have to be stoic. I have to be super masculine and all this stuff. And I can't smile and I can't do this. Like women like to have fun, bro. I'm just going to be real with you. Like when I first started doing red pill content or like watching it, I would go on these dates. I'm trying to hold frame. I'm trying to act this way and act so macho. Only thing that I was doing was leaving me like lonely and like making all my dates boring. When I stopped really caring and just started having fun and quit worrying about the outcome so much, that's when I started getting more success with women because instead of, oh, like, let me say the right thing, let me come off masculine and cool, like, yo, let's just have fun. And the more she had fun, the more time she wanted to spend with me. I wouldn't even have to spend a lot of money. I just say, hey, come over, pull up. We're going to watch a movie. She'll come over and watch a movie because she just knows that experience is going to be that much better with you. And that's why I also said learn yourself and you should spend time by yourself because if you can learn to enjoy your own company, whenever you get with a girl or whenever you get in a social situation, you're going to be just like the life of the party or you're going to be very attractive to her because you have learned how to master yourself. And like I said, trying to be overly cool, that just does not work. Now, are there some girls who like that? Yes. But a vast majority of girls like the fun guy. They like the guy they can have fun, they can turn their brains off. And that's just going to make her want to be around you and gain attraction for you. Am I telling you just be super goofy and crack jokes all the time? No. But just learn how to have fun in the right moments, right? Like, just learn to not take everything so seriously. And tease her appropriately. This is what I mean by this, right? A lot of guys are afraid to give a girl some pushback. They're afraid to disagree with a girl. If a girl says something and you disagree, tell her you disagree. You don't have to be rude. Like, let's say, for example, a girl is like, oh, capitalism is stupid. I think it's stupid. I think we should be in a socialist economy. I'd be like, damn, Bernie Sanders. And I start laughing as a joke. I'm not trying to get into politics. I'm just using it as an example. Like, we're not going to do that. But I'm just saying, like, do something like that and just start laughing or just start joking. Like, I would recommend not using an exact example because you don't want to get into politics when you're dating on a first date or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, don't be afraid to give her some pushback. Don't be afraid to make fun of her. Like, if she does something silly or goofy, call it out, point it out. It's just going to make her laugh. So many guys are so worried about impressing her. A lot of guys are afraid to piss her off, and that will make you stand out. Because whenever I say something, even if it's disagreeable to the girl, I stand on business because it's just going to make her respect you. She's not going to respect you if you are, backpedaling. Like, let's say she's like, Oh, I like Chipotle better than Moe's, but Moe's is your favorite like little spot, right? You could be like, nah, girl, you're crazy as I don't know what. I gotta take you to Moe's. You don't know good food. Have fun, challenge her. You know what I'm saying? Don't be rude about it, but just be able to be yourself and stand on business. But I hope this guide really helped you guys become better socially. It helped me out a ton. If you have any questions, you can feel free to message me on Instagram. I also have a completely free ebook that I'll put in the description. It no credit card needed, no email needed. It's just an ebook that I wrote, giving my experience with women and how I used to struggle and how I got to where I am now. And it's just a lot of value for you guys. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.